Tonight on our news, live at 7. In a shocking turn of events, China Construction America files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, with the company's CEO saying it was a last resort. Plus, a businessman accused of circulating a sex video was granted $5,000 bail and denied charges of intentional libel. We've got details from the court proceedings today and later. A special holiday give-back. See the Our News team in action this season, spreading Christmas cheer this weekend to the residents of the All Saints camp. Then at Our News at 7:30. On the road to Bay, B groups come into focus tonight with a spotlight on the fancy dancers. We'll tell you the dream that inspired this year's theme. Our News live at 7 starts right now. China Construction America has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in New Jersey. Hello and welcome to Our News live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Berthany McDermott in for Candino Knowles. Weeks after the New York Supreme Court awarded Sarkis Ismailian $1.6 billion in damages, CCA CEO Yan Wei says the ruling has pushed the company's financial challenges to a tipping point. As a result, CCA now looking to take a breather. In the ruling, China Construction America Chairman and CEO Yan Wei said the bankruptcy filing was ultimately necessitated by a crippling $1.6 billion judgment issued by a New York Supreme Court and entered on October 31, 2024 against CCA and two non-debt affiliates and in favor of BML Properties Limited. It comes after the appellant division of the New York Supreme Court dismissed CCA's motion and lifted an interim stay granted in November. The affidavit reads, CCA's financial challenges, which began in 2015, were caused by several factors outside of its control, including a broad retreat from and policy changes negatively impacting Chinese investment in U.S.-based construction projects. It continues these business headwinds were further exacerbated by the 2017 commencement of the Bahamas litigation and the allegations made by BML Properties therein, which undermined CCA's ability to win and execute new business. We also detailed in the filing that, like many other debtors who have sought Chapter 11 protection in the face of a significant adverse judgment, CCA is seeking a breathing spell. The breathing spell is to address its ongoing and deepening financial distress, preserve the value of its estate for the benefit of all stakeholders, continue its business operations in the ordinary course, expeditiously pursue its meritorious appeal, and ensure a fair and equitable resolution of all claims. Sarkis Ismailian's BML Properties Limited was awarded $1.6 billion against CCA and affiliated companies back in October. New York Supreme Court Justice Andrew Barak ruled that China State Construction Engineering Corporation Bahamas committed material breaches of the parties' investor agreement by requesting $54 million from BML to pay subcontractors, but instead used it to purchase the Hilton Hotel in downtown Nassau. China State Construction Engineering Corporation Bahamas and CCA Bahamas are listed as defendants in the matter. CCA Bahamas owns British Colonial and Margaritaville Beach Resort. The two did not file for Chapter 11. Wei says the recent ruling in NYC was wrong and believes it will be reversed once the appeal is heard. Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott. A businessman accused of circulating a sex video of a 37-year-old woman has denied charges of intentional libel. Prosecutors say 54-year-old Carl Butler published a nude video of the woman with the intent to defame her. Butler pleaded not guilty during his arraignment before a senior magistrate, Anishka Isaacs. His bail was set at $5,000 with conditions including wearing an ankle monitor, signing in at the police station, and avoiding contact with the complainant. His trial is set for March 13, 2025. With just 2 days left until Christmas, vendors at R. Bailey Park say they are disappointed by the holiday shopping rush. Despite expectations of last-minute shoppers, foot traffic is said to be down significantly compared to previous years and sales falling short. Chantel Ramsey and Lana Smith are owners of the stall Rose of Sharon. They told Our News this season has been particularly challenging.
Things is very, very slow and it's very bad. Probably because of plenty vendors and stuff, and probably where most persons probably ordering. It's very slow.
I think that's what's happening to the business. Most people online ordering. So you don't see that flow of traffic no more.
But if things don't work out at the park?
A new thing now, I try online. So people would call in through the year. Like the games, the family games and birthday gifts, they would call, so I still make it.
Meanwhile, Aliv is spreading holiday cheer in partnership with Western Air for their It's Good to Be Home campaign, flying 4 lucky college students home for the holidays. The winners were chosen after submitting videos explaining why they wanted to be home for Christmas. One of the winners is Florida A&M University student Nicholas Strawn.
I was happy and I was shocked, yeah, I didn't expect my video to, win the contest, but yeah, all in all, I mean, it was good for me to win because it might have been questionable about me coming home because I had a lot of fees from college this semester, so.
Strawn received the royal treatment as part of his win. Not only did he get additional Aliv tickets, he also was greeted by a chauffeur.
Stop in a bamboo shack. I mean, that's my first stop every time I come back home, so, yeah, getting a good crack on dinner and then enjoying the rest of my night.
And while students like Nicholas reunite with their families for Christmas with the help of Aliv, the countdown to the Boxing Day Junkanoo Parade, also being brought to you by Aliv, is on. Ahead of the highly anticipated performances, Our News has been spotlighting the major groups, and tonight we focus on the prodigal sons. Delvaro Emmanuel tells us that after missing the parade for the past 2 years, the group is back and determined to make a powerful statement.
Our team this year is 50 years of greatness, going back to the Golden Jubilee celebration. In this presentation, you will see basically a whole lot of people who contributed over the years to the 50 years of development.
That's Eric Knowles, leader of the Prodigal Sons Junkanoo Group, giving a little sneak peek of what they plan to bring to Bay Street on Boxing Day. The group costumes depict scenes ranging from tourism, spirituality to music and industry. Each tells a story, including tributes to legends like Sir Sidney Poitier, along with other Bahamian greats. But bringing these visions to life hasn't been easy.
We have had three major disasters happen to us over a period. The very first one we had was we experienced the hurricane came in and destroyed 3 of our shacks. I mean, 3 one time, 2 in Yellow Elder, 1 in Pinewood. We had to come back from that. We made an attempt, we wasn't successful.
This is the group's first appearance in years after their shack went up in flames in November 2022. Knowles explains how they rebuilt with limited resources and no major sponsorship.
This portion that you're sitting in now, we just recently built this portion. You could still see the fire marks and on the tin and stuff like that.
Despite these challenges, they remain optimistic about their performance.
We expect to have some good music, but I think our presentation will be the most powerful presentation on Bay Street.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Delvaro Emmanuel.
Thanks, Delvaro. Well, much more to get to tonight, including how RTV and Rev Media spread early Christmas cheer to the children of the All Saints camp this weekend. We'll show you the special moment in just a bit, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Personally, and a happy Monday evening, everybody. Beautiful conditions on the outside. Temperatures in the low 70s, 72 degrees with a few clouds on the outside right now. East-northeast winds at 20 miles per hour, so it's a little on the breezy side. Feels like temperature very comfortable, 72 degrees on the outside. Current temperatures around the islands, it's 73 in Freeport, 71 in Marsh Harbour, Abaco, 74 Alistown, Bimini. We pick up 73 in Nicholstown, Andros, and in Governor's Harbour once again. Great Harbour Key, 72 here in the capital, also 72. Central Bahamas, 73, Kemps Bay, 75, Arthurstown, Cat Island, Coburn Townsend, Salvador, and in Deadman's Key. Georgetown, the Exuma, 77, and into the southeast Bahamas. 77 in Duncantown, Ragged Island, and in Abrahams Bay, Meguana. 76s, Colonel Hill, Crooked Island, and Delectable Bay. Providenciales, 76 as well, and Matthewtown, Inagua, deep south, rounded our temperature profile at 78. Satellite radar composite, quiet across area. Ridge of high pressure is in charge, and that ridge is tightening. Pressure gradient process, so we're looking at some breezy to windy conditions across the chain of islands. A near gale watch is in effect for the central and southeastern islands, so we're asking you boaters and you beachgoers down there to exercise extreme caution. As a matter of fact, we are advising you boaters not to get into the water, especially along the Atlantic exposures. Surface trough to the west of us, sparking a few showers across Grand Bahama, but that high will remain in charge up until Wednesday before we see a front getting in here. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Coming up in sports, both head coaches headed here for the Bahamas Bowl discuss their expectations for the game and how they plan to end their season in paradise.
I'll be home for Christmas.
This holiday season, every embrace, every smile, every laugh feels like a gift. And every gathering is filled with the warmth of our Bahamian traditions. It's good to be home.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the Our News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
I'll be home for Christmas.
This holiday season, every embrace, every smile, every laugh feels like a gift. And every gathering is filled with the warmth of our Bahamian traditions. It's good to be home.
Well, it seems Santa is rewarding us this year for bringing you the most timely and up-to-date news. Happy holidays.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Mark Nutt. Let's do show.
The longest-running international bowl game in NCAA football returns to the Bahamas in 2025, and the head coaches of both programs are excited about the prospects of concluding their seasons in paradise. The Liberty Flames out of Conference USA and the Buffalo Bulls out of the Mid-American Conference will face off January 4th at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. Kickoff is set for 11 a.m. and the game will be broadcast live on ESPN2. The Bulls are making their second bowl trip in the last 3 years and are also making their second appearance in the Bahamas Bowl. They previously defeated Charlotte in the 2019 edition of the game. Under first-year head coach Pete Lembo, Buffalo finished the regular season at 8-4. Liberty also finished 8-4 in year 2 of the head coach Jamie Chadwell regime. The Flames will be making their 6th consecutive bowl game appearance and have appeared in a bowl game each year since they became bowl eligible in 2019.
Over the weekend in the France Pro B League, a pair of Bahamians went head-to-head on the court. Dominic Bridgewater and Shalon Rems defeated Rashad Davis and Kyan Basket Calvarados 84-76. Bridgewater tied his season high for the second consecutive game with 17 points and a team-high 5 assists in just 24 minutes. Davis finished with 9 points on 3 for 8 shooting in 27 minutes.
After suffering their lone loss of the season, Dayton Albury and the Utah State Aggies got back into the win column Sunday night. Albury scored 6 points and grabbed 3 rebounds in the Aggies' 75-68 win over St. Mary's. Utah State improved to 11-1 on the season after winning their first true road game of the year.
The Bahamas Football Association Under-14 national team hit the road for a pair of international friendlies. The team traveled to Orlando, Florida to face one of Central Florida's leading clubs, Florida Craze Crush. FKK took a 3-0 win in Game 1 and a 3-2 win in Game 2.
That'll do it for our sports. Stay tuned to our news at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world. As outgoing U.S. President Joe Biden replaces 37 federal death sentences with life in prison. Plus, the United Health CEO shooter pleads not guilty to charges, and how a Starbucks strike expands ahead of Christmas when our news returns. Well, it seems Santa is rewarding us this year for bringing you the most timely and up-to-date news. Happy holidays from the team you already trust.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from all of us here at RTV.
And now to this breaking story. The world-famous Valley Boys
have split. What does this mean for their legacy? Stay tuned for more details.
We are not interested in Valley Boy A, B, F, or Q. The Saxon superstars are coming for 4 straight. And one group we are definitely not worried about is...
Beat Roots? You couldn't even beat yourself with a wet paper bag. Listen here, warriors, the real warrior is War Daddy. We gonna be all up in the place, especially on our TV.
Well, isn't that nice? Looks like Santa really appreciates the fact that we bring you the stories that matter to you every day. Happy holidays from the team you already trust.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from all of us here at RTV.
Candino Notes here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all of the Our News social media pages. And hey, don't forget, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on top stories from the team you already trust.
The bleachers are going up, and that means Junkanoo is just weeks away.
That also means you're closer to winning this brand new 2024 U-On Pro courtesy of Our News and Easy Car Sales.
Remember, the key to winning is...
This is Our News. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. In a major move, U.S. President Joe Biden has commuted the sentences of 37 federal death row inmates replacing their punishment with life in prison without parole. However, 3 remain on death row, including the Boston Marathon bomber and the man behind the 2018 Tree of Life synagogue massacre. The decision comes weeks before Donald Trump's return, with Trump vowing to expand executions if reinstated. Over 2,000 death sentences at the state level are unaffected. The suspect in the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson pleaded not guilty in a New York courtroom Monday. Luigi Mangione faces state murder and terrorism charges, along with federal charges, including murder using a firearm, which could carry the death penalty. Authorities say the 26-year-old, who was arrested in Pennsylvania with a 3D printed gun, stalked and fatally shot Thompson on a Manhattan sidewalk and was allegedly driven by anger toward the health insurance industry. Prosecutors call the killing a symbolic takedown. Mangione's state trial is expected to proceed before his federal case. And Starbucks workers in Boston, Dallas, and Portland have joined a nationwide strike now in its 3rd day. Nearly 50 stores were shut down on Monday, with employees protesting unfair labor practices and stalled contract negotiations. Workers United Union says Starbucks has failed to deliver a fair economic proposal, as baristas say reduced hours are jeopardizing their livelihoods. The strike continues through Christmas Eve, while Starbucks denies the claims. Still to come on our news, Today in History. Find out interesting facts about the day that was December 23rd. And then at our news at 7:30. Feeling the holiday stress? Margaritaville Spa in downtown Nassau offers the perfect escape and a few ideas to help tackle last-minute Christmas shopping. But first, with the Boxing Day Junkanoo just days away, the B groups are stepping up. Tonight, we spotlight the fancy dancers. Their leader shares why he's proud of his team, no matter the outcome. When our news returns.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the Our News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
I'll be home for Christmas.
This holiday season,
On this day in Bahamian history in 1993, Nelson Mandela, then president of South Africa's African National Congress, began a week-long visit to the Bahamas. The late Mandela, who was jailed for 27 years before his release in 1990, became South Africa's first democratically elected president in 1994. During his visit, he toured what was then the College of the Bahamas, Coral World, and Adastra Gardens, and attended the Boxing Day Junkanoo Parade while meeting with community leaders. Then December 23, 2015, the unemployment rate in the Bahamas rose to 14.8%, up from 12%, according to the Department of Statistics figures. The largest increases were in New Providence and Grand Bahama, largely attributed to mass layoffs following the bankruptcy of Bahama Resort. In 2017, a fire broke out at St. Matthew's Anglican Church in Nassau. Built in the early 1800s, St. Matthew's is the oldest standing parish in the Bahamas. It officially opened on July 18, 1802 to serve residents of eastern New Providence. And in 2021, Prime Minister Philip Davis warned the Bahamas could be facing its worst wave of COVID-19 infections since the pandemic began. Speaking from quarantine, he announced stricter safety measures as cases doubled and tripled over several days.
RTV and Rev Media brought early Christmas joy to the children of the All Saints camp this weekend with a visit from Santa and a catered lunch. The kids were treated to a heartwarming holiday surprise. As our Marlena Leonard tells us, the spirit of giving doesn't have to end there and shares how you can help support the camp this season.
The Our News team all smiles, handing out gifts and food to the young ones living at the All Saints camp. That interaction is something Assistant Administrator Keishla Forbes says goes a long way for the children.
Y'all make their day. When stuff like this happen, it makes them feel or know that all isn't lost.
The All Saints Camp is a non-profit organization which houses residents with the HIV virus. And RTV has done Christmas givebacks at the camp for the past 3 years. This year's initiative was expanded and organized by anchor reporter Berthany McDermott and digital content reporter Timothy Bain. Executive producer at Our News, Jerome Sawyer, explains what went into Saturday's event.
We partnered with Corey Smalls of Oasis Bistro, as well as Chef Sandy Wilson of Sandy's Cafe, along with Quality Home Center, to really make this event happen today. So our chefs were able to prepare the meals, and Quality Home Center was able to assist us with toys. So we donated toys as well as donated funds, and we came together to do this.
If you're looking to donate, the assistant administrator says groceries are always their biggest need as they try to provide 3 meals a day for 30 children and 35 adult residents. Forbes says they're also hoping for more support from corporate Bahamas.
Once we have corporate companies donating and giving back to All Saints Camp, then everybody else will follow suit.
One of their priorities on property is renovating the amenities and improving lighting and landscaping for the community's youth.
Because the children really need that, and the bush around there is extremely high, and we need to be able to see them while they play.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Marlena Leonard.
Thanks, Marlena. To watch that story again and for all of today's top stories, visit ournews.bs. Well, that does it for Our News at 7. Joining us now is our Italia Hall with the latest headlines. Italia.
Berthany, such a great effort at the All Saints camp. How was that on Saturday?
It was a great time being able to give back in such a big way and put such big smiles on those students and the adults that live there.
I'm so happy that we were able to give back in such a special way. Thanks so much, Berthany. And remember your chance to start the new year in style this Boxing Day. You could drive away in a brand new all-electric BYD SUV. Visit ournews.bs, click the Ride Easy with Our News banner to learn more. Before you head over to our website, here are your latest headlines. First tonight on Our News Live at 7:30, allegations of misconduct arise as a former administrator of a children's home is accused of molesting a teenage resident. We have details from the courtroom coming up. Also, regulations discussed at an independent commission of investigation forum. Hear what experts had to say straight ahead. Plus, Assistant Commissioner of Police Shanta Knowles marks her last walkabout in Grand Bahama as she prepares to take on her new role as the first woman police commissioner in the country's history. And later, after a distinguished legal career, Sir John Isaacs is set to retire from the judiciary next month. We reflect on his remarkable journey when Our News at 7:30 returns.
I love my EV. I am Generation E.
I am Generation E. I am Generation E.
And I am Generation E.
This holiday season, the Ministry of Energy and Transport is bringing light back to Bahamian homes. Through our partnership with Bahamas Power and Light, we're offering the Merry and Bright Holiday Reconnection Program. so you can pay as little as 10% of your outstanding balance and get reconnected. Just in time for the holidays. Pay a little, light up a lot. The Ministry of Energy and Transport is committed to making sure no family is left in the dark this season.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies?
Welcome to our news. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. Well, the former administrator of Elizabeth Estates Children's Home is behind bars tonight over allegations he abused his position molesting a 17-year-old resident. 60-year-old Ray Naren, who appeared before Senior Magistrate Anishka Isaacs on Monday, faces several charges, including unlawful sexual intercourse with a dependent, indecent assault, and cruelty to children. Prosecutors say Naren's alleged inappropriate conduct with the child began in January 2024 while he served as administrator. He's also accused of supplying the teen with alcohol on January 12th, causing suffering and injury to her health. On December 16th, he allegedly had sex with the teen and indecently assaulted her, and is also accused of attempting to have sex with the minor on the same date. He wasn't required to enter pleas to the charges and was remanded to prison. He'll have to seek bail in the Supreme Court and is due to be voluntarily indicted on March 12th. Loopholes and regulations was the focus of a recent community forum on the Independent Commission of Investigation bill hosted by the organization responsible for governance. Bar Association President Khalil Parker Casey, who was one of several panelists, urged the public to focus on the bill's merits, stressing it's a step forward, but shouldn't distract from ongoing work needed for stronger accountability.
I think that the bill could suffer from that comparison. I think that what is more important to me in this exercise is that this bill is not used as a bait and switch. We have to deal with the fundamental issues that the public remains concerned about, and we have to evolve how we regulate disciplined forces. We don't want to drift into a police state. We want to make sure that you give the power to arrest is a sacred power that has to be ring-fenced by accountability and transparency. So the question of whether this is a good, positive step forward in that regard should not distract from the fact that we also have to have reconciliation and accountability on those issues.
And the event is hosted by the Organization for Responsible Governance. The Independent Commission of Investigation bill was tabled in Parliament the same day. The Prime Minister announced Police Commissioner Clayton Fernandez's resignation following a U.S. indictment implicating high-ranking law officials and politicians in a drug and firearm conspiracy. Another key topic at the forum was the independence of the prosecution process. Transparency and anti-corruption expert Lamar Q. Campbell weighed in.
My main contention with this bill for the Bahamas is that we still rely on prosecutions to be conducted by the Office of the Public Prosecutions. Now, just a few years ago, the Office of the Public Prosecutions ought to have been established as an independent body. However, there are loopholes to the actual powers in the Office of the Public Prosecutions. So, for instance, the Attorney General can still direct the Director of Public Prosecutions to make certain decisions on matters related to three categories: public policy, national security, and international obligations.
A heartfelt moment in 8 Mile Rock on Friday as Assistant Commissioner of Police Shanti Knowles conducted her final walkabout in the community before becoming the country's next police commissioner, the first woman to hold the position. Her ascent follows the resignation of Commissioner Clayton Fernandez on December 4th. Knowles was appointed officer in charge of the Northern Region in December 2023, still keen on learning the needs of those in her community she's served for the last year.
For some reason, we kept putting them off. And I tell Caitlin, this is the final walk here.
Wow. Yes.
The people of Pinedale will get this for the last time.
Yes.
And so let us go out, my officers especially, let us go out and let us be as professional as possible. Let us meet the people and listen to their needs, and let us find ways that we can help them even more in our community.
So wonderful, but Knowles also highlighted the benefits of community partnerships as several civic organizations supported the effort.
And so this speaks volumes that now we have a lot of people on board who, if there are members of the community who need help, we got some people right here who could help them. And that is called partnership.
Yes.
And so I look forward to this partnership even further. So let's go out, let's have a good time as we walk the community of Pinedale. Let's meet the people and let's make them happy.
After serving just a few months as president of the Court of Appeal, John Isaacs will retire in January. His retirement follows decades of service in nearly every major area within the judiciary. As we prepare for the opening of a new legal year, our Berthany McDermott puts a spotlight on the outgoing judge's impressive career.
I also was drawn to the idea that lawyers act as custodians of the rights of the people.
With an impressive legal career under his belt, Court of Appeal President John Isaacs is set to retire from the bench in January. Coming from a long line of attorneys, Isaacs says at an early age he felt drawn towards the law. He started as a legal prosecutor in the 1980s, at a time when he said courtesies afforded to lawyers were greater when compared to now.
But what I have learned is that you don't always get what you want. Even with plea agreements, or plea negotiation as they call it, it's everybody is not going to get what he or she wants. And what I learned to appreciate is that there has to be accommodation.
13 years later, he was then asked to serve as chief magistrate with the end goal of serving on the Supreme Court bench. He shares challenges serving in the magistracy.
The most challenging was, in fact, getting magistrates to come to work on time. You might be aware of the reputation of the magistrates coming to court late. It's not always their fault, because many times you would see the screaming sirens of the correctional services bus careening through the streets and recognize that they sometimes come late.
Isaac said he was part of the planning and construction of the current Magistrates Court complex on South Street. After 3 years as chief magistrate, he was appointed to act as a Supreme Court justice in 2000 for 2 years. He was then confirmed as a Supreme Court justice, a goal achieved. Isaac then elevated to the Court of Appeal and this year was appointed president of the Court of Appeal. To young lawyers, the outgoing Court of Appeal president said this:
Keep the noses to the grindstone.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
All right, thanks so much for that, Berthany. Well, sunny skies and warmer temperatures this week, but will these warm temperatures stick around for Christmas Day? Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center with the answer. Greg, what can we expect?
They will stick around, but there is a front expected on Wednesday, so we could see some isolated showers, mainly up near the Grand Bahama and the Bimini Abaco area, but we'll tell you more about that later on. But the front may side a little further south, so we could get a shower here, but we'll keep you abreast. 72 degrees right now outside our studios. Very nice on the outside. Few clouds, but it is a little bit on the breezy side. East-northeast winds at 20 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is at 72. Satellite radar composite. Quiet across area. Ridge of high pressure is in charge. There is a weak surface trough just between Florida and the northwest Bahamas, and that could spark a few isolated showers across the Grand Bahama area. But this high pressure will stay in charge. Pressure gradient is tightening, so we're looking for some breezy conditions starting tomorrow. That will take us into Wednesday and possibly even into Thursday with that front coming into our area. That's your quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us. We'll take a look at our extended forecast when we come back.
Still to come on our news, the fancy dancers are gearing up to wow the crowd during the Boxing Day Junkanoo Parade. Find out what they've been working on for the big event straight ahead. Also, a major leap for education and healthcare as Tarif College introduces its licensed practical nursing program. Hear how government is involved coming up. And later, last-minute shopping. Well, the spa at Margaritaville might just have the perfect solution. Our Marlena Leonard shows us how to give the gifts of self-care this holiday season when our news returns. Stay with us.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the Our News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
I'll be home for Christmas.
This holiday season,
we're just days away from the Boxing Day Junkanoo Parade, and the B groups are bringing their A game tonight. We take a look at the fancy dancers' plans for the big day on Bay. Our Marlena Leonard is speaking to members, including their leader, Wade Robinson, who tells us he's proud of the group no matter what.
This is what we build, little boys. We ain't join no Saxon, we ain't join no Wally. We choose our own group, and we build our group.
One of the group leaders of the Fancy Dancers, Anton Thompson, says they've been working on major improvements within the group this year, particularly to their brass section.
It's the best team on Bay Street this morning. This is very, very special. This team, when they come together, everyone's going to see. How we coming out number one, no one is even going to match it.
Thompson saying no matter how hard things get, a priority of the group is always keeping the organization together for the next generation.
Sometimes, with this Junkanoo, it keeps a lot of children and young men out of trouble. Many people say, oh, Junkanoo, we don't like Junkanoo because this and that and that. Do you want the kids being idle on the streets in your house somewhere, or they could be in the shop? That's why I encourage people to get involved and sponsor Junkanoo groups, no matter what group it is.
Thompson himself has been with the Fancy Dancers since the age of 7, younger than his son Emmanuel Thompson, who helped inspire the group's theme for this Boxing Day parade.
He wake up one morning and say, Daddy, I dream it was raining candies. I say, hold on now, dream it was raining candies? Then the next morning he say, Daddy, I had a nightmare. I say, you trying to give me a teammate. So he inspired this team that we bring in. We had a dream. The real dream when you go to sleep, a vision from God.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Marlena Leonard.
A monumental step for education and healthcare in Grand Bahamas, Sharif College launched its licensed practical nursing program in partnership with the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The program welcomed its first cohort of 50 students Monday, addressing the critical nursing shortage in the country. The announcement was made at the Grand Lucine Resort, with the program set to begin on January 20th. Attendees toured the school's nursing lab at Pryfram Manor Plaza in Freeport. College President Terrence Archer expressing excitement for the journey ahead, while Program Coordinator Judy Bridgewater highlighted the importance of the initiative. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Michael Darville said the program will help ensure the manpower needed for essential healthcare services in Grand Bahama.
So this year, the budgetary allocation was for 100 trained clinical nurses. You are the fortunate 50, and it is my understanding it was probably about 500 people applied for the positions. And as a direct result of your qualification, I don't know if there was an interviewing process, but ultimately you are the 50 have been chosen, the first batch for Tarif College in the government-sponsored trained clinical nurse program in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. It is our objective over the next few years to train as many as 400 trained clinical nurses to be deployed.
These students expressed gratitude for the opportunity.
I am so appreciative to be a part of the first 50 students at Tarif College. This has been a dream of mine for years. Got married, had kids, just keep putting it off, and now the opportunity is here, and I'm going to take it, and I hope to do my best. I am most looking forward to give back to my community, and I have a lot of ailing relatives that I always wanted to take care of and look after. Now I have the experience and the knowledge just to do that.
What inspired me is I've been on both sides. I've been the patient, I've been the helper, I've been the parent now too, and I just feel like it's my responsibility to contribute any way I can.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
When our news comes back from the break looking for a last-minute gift, while the spa in Margaritaville might just have the perfect solution. We'll tell you all about it straight ahead.
Coming up in sports, we talk to the head coaches of Liberty and Buffalo ahead of the Bahamas Bowl, and a pair of national basketball team members face off in France.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Oh my God, it's a present. Well, Santa appreciates our commitment to bringing accurate, up-to-date news and pretty faces. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from the team you already trust.
Inti Corporation is on the move, day by day, panel by panel. Our commitment to sustainable energy becomes more real. With each milestone, Inti redefines what is possible. Not only are the Lucayas solar power projects on the island of Grand Bahama growing in scale, they are setting a new standard for energy independence in the Bahamas. These state-of-the-art solar farms at the Fairfield and Devon sites, once completed, will harness the power of the sun to generate 9.5 megawatts of clean, sustainable energy. Inti is on the move as a beacon of progress and innovation that is rapidly transforming our energy landscape. Witness the future of sustainable energy unfolding on the island of Grand Bahama as Inti Corporation shines brighter than ever. Inti Corporation, powering your world.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Martinut. Let's do show. The longest-running international bowl game in NCAA football returns to the Bahamas in 2025, and the head coaches of both programs are excited about the prospects of concluding their seasons in paradise. The Liberty Flames out of Conference USA and the Buffalo Bulls out of the Mid-American Conference will face off January 4th at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. Kickoff is set for 11 a.m. and the game will be broadcast live on ESPN2. The Bulls are making their second bowl trip in the last 3 years and are also making their second appearance in the Bahamas Bowl. They previously defeated Charlotte in the 2019 edition of the game. Under first-year head coach Pete Lembo, Buffalo finished the regular season at 8-4.
To get a reward, number one, to go to a bowl game, but then number two, to go to this bowl game in one of the best locations that anyone could ever ask for, and a trip that will be incredibly memorable for these guys and these coaches and their families. We're just over the moon about it.
Liberty also finished 8-4 in year 2 of the head coach Jamie Chadwell regime.
Well, there was a lot of excitement. I mean, that's obviously a premier destination that people across this world go to and experience, and to have an opportunity to go there and experience the culture and also have a chance to go win a football game. That to me was a win-win. So our team was really excited about it.
The Flames will be making their 6th consecutive bowl game appearance and have appeared in a bowl game each year since they became bowl eligible in 2019. Liberty is 3-0 all-time against Buffalo with their most recent win last season, 55-27. Both teams shared one common opponent this season, the UMass Minutemen. Buffalo defeated the Minutemen 34-3 on September 14th, while the Flames defeated UMass 35-34 in overtime on November 16th.
Over the weekend in the France Pro B League, a pair of Bahamians went head-to-head on the court. Dominic Bridgewater and Shalon Rems defeated Rashad Davis and Cayenne Basket Calvarados 84-76. Bridgewater tied his season high for the second consecutive game with 17 points and a team-high 5 assists in just 24 minutes. Davis finished with 9 points on 3-for-8 shooting in 27 minutes. Bridgewater's club has struggled in the standings and are ranked 16th in the league at just 6-12. On the season, Bridgewater has averaged 10.2 points and 2.7 assists per game, but his production has seen an uptick in December to 14.7 points and 5 assists per game. Meanwhile, Davis and the Calvarados are ranked 6th in the league in their first season since the promotion to Pro B. Through 17 games, he's averaging 7.7 points and 4.5 rebounds per game.
After suffering their lone loss of the season, Dayton Albury and the Utah State Aggies got back into the win column Sunday night. Albury scored 6 points and grabbed 3 rebounds in the Aggies' 75-68 win over St. Mary's. Utah State improved to 11-1 on the season after winning their first true road game of the year. The Aggies will now play part 2 of its 3-game road trip as they travel to San Diego, California to face San Diego State on December 28th.
The Bahamas Football Association Under-14 national team hit the road for a pair of international friendlies. The team traveled to Orlando, Florida to face one of Central Florida's leading clubs, Florida Craze Crush, at the First Academy Payne Stewart Athletic Complex. FKK took a 3-0 win in Game 1 and a 3-2 win in Game 2. BFA executives said the friendlies will serve as an important milestone for the junior national team, exposing them to high-caliber competition and preparing them for international play.
That'll do it for our sports. This is 10YS. I know we have to remain objective, but does the helmet placement say anything about who you're taking in the Bahamas for?
I think so.
I need to switch seats. Back to the studio.
Still ahead on our news tonight, looking for last-minute gifts, while the spa at Margaritaville might just have the perfect solution. Our Marlena Leonard has the full scoop coming up. Plus, sunny and warm this Monday, but is the forecast staying clear for the rest of the week? Greg is back with your extended forecast when our news returns. Stay with us.
Oh my God, it's a present. Well, Santa appreciates our commitment to bringing accurate, up-to-date news and pretty faces. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from the team you already trust.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the Our News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
I'll be home for
season.
This is our news. Welcome back. We are tracking a frontal boundary that's likely to get into our area by Wednesday, Thursday time frame. We'll share that in a short while. But in the meantime, ridge of high pressure is in charge of our weather, and that's keeping us pretty dry and breezy. That tightening pressure gradient is going to continue to influence the weather across areas. So we're asking you boaters and you beachgoers to exercise extreme caution out there. Near gale warning expected for the central and southeast Bahamas, but those winds likely to come down slightly. 20 to 25 knots still expected across central and southeast Bahamas through tomorrow, but a high pressure ridge will slide out towards the east, and that's going to be paving the way for this frontal boundary to get in our neck of the woods. Like I said, sometime Wednesday into Thursday, so we could see maybe an isolated shower, but most of the models are saying that this system will hang up near the Grand Bahama and the Abaco area, so we'll continue to watch that over the next couple of days. Future forecast showing the moisture associated with that surface trough just to the west of the Bahamas, in between Florida and our area. That's going to hang around across the Grand Bahama, the Abaco area, and produce a few showers through Tuesday, and by Wednesday, this is the front boundary that we're expecting to get in, and you know that's Wednesday, 4 p.m. So a couple isolated showers expected once again, mainly across the extreme northern islands, but we will continue to monitor that over the next several days. Boating forecast. Caution flag for mainly the local waters. Advisory for the Atlantic, Northwest and Central. Easterly winds 15 to 20 knots, 4 to 7 foot seas. Low tide and high tide there at the bottom of the screen. And then in the southeast Bahamas, advisory for you guys down there. 20 to 25 knots out of the east, 5 to 7 foot seas, and they will be up to 9 feet along Atlantic exposures. Here's a look at your Junkanoo forecast for the Junkanoo parade that's coming up. We are going to give you about a couple of hours in between. 8 p.m. we expect mostly clear skies. Just ahead of that front, temperature will be in the 70s. And then by 10 p.m., partly cloudy with the front getting closer to Earth, temperatures getting into the low 70s once again. And then by 12 a.m., we expect, as I mentioned, that front will get close enough to us, so we could see 1 or 2 showers, but it's more likely to stay up towards the northern portions of the Bahamas. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, beautiful conditions tomorrow. That frontal boundary coming in by Wednesday, Thursday. We expect a couple isolated showers. It will hang around through Friday, but temperatures will stay in the 70s. And notice that 76 on Friday. That's some cooler weather coming in. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
All right, thanks so much, Greg. Well, it's that time of year when we remind you of the self-care secret tucked away in the heart of downtown at the Margaritaville Beach Resort. Our Marlena Leonard has more on how the spa might save the day on your last-minute Christmas shopping in this report. Let's take a look.
We're just days away from Christmas, and if you're looking for something unique that your friends and family will actually look forward to, look no further than the St. Somewhere Spa at the Margaritaville Resort. Spa and Retail Director Shanil Arota tells us there are some standout favorites.
So we have a crowd favorite, the St. Somewhere Swedish, starting at $135, and just for the season, inclusive of a glass of champagne and strawberries on the house.
But of course, your options go beyond massage therapy. The spa also boasts its own salon.
So the salon options are also a favorite. I must say, the St. Somewhere Spa, we have the best view in town. It's the only place I know of where you can get a manicure, pedicure, and enjoy beautiful views of Nassau Harbor.
And if you'd rather leave it up to your loved one to choose, that's an option too. And there's even something in it for you.
The gift card, you can decide, let them. Our gift cards are available in any dollar value, or if you want to cover a specific service. And we do have a promotion just for the holiday season. If you buy a gift card for $250, you get a $25 gift card for yourself. So a little bit incentive for you to visit us as well. So something for you as well as for the recipient.
And the spa days don't have to end when the season is over. You can trade traffic for tranquility anytime with one of the spa's classic day passes.
The day pass is still a fan favorite, especially for our local guests. You do have access, that grants you access to our steam room, co-ed facilities inclusive of our ocean view jacuzzi, as well as complimentary champagne.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Marlena Leonard.
Sounds good. I have to check it out. And remember your chance to start the new year in style. This Boxing Day, you could drive away in a brand new all-electric BYD SUV. Visit ournews.bs and click the Ride Easy with Our News banner for your last chance to enter. Head over to our website right now to get your entries in. Good luck. The lucky winner will be announced during our TV's broadcast of the 2024 Boxing Day Junkanoo Parade beginning at 8 p.m. on Christmas Day and on channel 212 and streaming live on our YouTube and the Our News Bahamas Facebook page. Catch all the highlights from the team you already trust. With that, we thank you for joining us for Our News tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening. Hi, and thank you for watching. I'm Natalia Hall. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to see more content from the team you already trust.